Hi friends, welcome to Her Home and Harvest. My name's Alana. I have a few things I needed to get done today and I figured I'd bring you along. One of them is harvesting these sweet potatoes. They're pretty much ready to go and it's like the end of November, so most people have already pulled theirs out. Anyway, I'm not expecting to get too many. I kind of tried feeling around and they're pretty small, but we're just gonna see what we can get. So first things first, I want to wear gloves because I didn't last year and my fingernails scratched almost every single potato and it made them not last as long. So wearing gloves this year. And then we need to cut all this foliage back just so that it's easier to deal with. All right, there you go. Oh, I already feel something. It's super tiny, but it's our first one. I planted about 6 slips in this bed, which was probably too much for this planter. But I'm always a little overly ambitious. Here's another little guy. So I'm not expecting them to be big specifically for that reason, because I planted them way too tight together. All right, that one's bigger. Same with this one. There you go. I probably could have left these in for another 2 or 3 weeks because we won't get a frost, but not even a light frost. But I was planning to eat these around Christmas, and you need to let them cure so that they get sweet. And if I don't pick them by now, they won't be sweet in time for Christmas because it's about 5 weeks till Christmas. I don't know if you can see that right there. Something was enjoying eating this. I'm not even sure if that's worth saving. Nice one. Oh. This is our biggest one so far, and you can actually see. I don't know if it'll focus, but that's what's eating it. There's a little tiny grub in there. He's actually halfway inside. We're gonna pull him out and squish him. No, thank you. So those ones that the grubs got to are not gonna last as long. Nice fat one. You can also just turn this out over a tarp or into a wheelbarrow, but I figured we'd dig for treasure today. Okay, so we didn't get too many. I'm gonna guess it's like 4 pounds. If I manage to go inside and weigh this, I'll put the weight up here. But now what we're gonna do is just leave these outside for a couple hours to dry off, and then we'll take them outside inside. They do need to cure for about 6 weeks, I think is ideal. A lot of people have opinions on about how to cure sweet potatoes, but I think the important thing is that you do it. What it does is it converts all the starches into sugars, so your sweet potato is more sweet, which is why I wanted to harvest them now so that I could have them in time for Christmas. They definitely were, oh, goodbye little spider. They were definitely a lot smaller than you would probably want, but if you look and see how many there were, I think the problem was they just couldn't get any bigger because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's over 25 in here, and there's no way I could have gotten 25 full-size sweet potatoes out of this amount of soil. So we'll try next year to be a little more reserved when planting, but that's basically it, our little sweet potato harvest. Even though the garden has slowed down quite a bit right now, I'm still getting plenty of stuff. I have these lemons and some mandarins that I'm harvesting today. I did pick a couple of these mandarins a little too early. I think I tell you later that I tried them after this video, and the two where the tops had popped off, I had picked too early, but the other one was perfect. So we're just gonna go and pick those as they turn bright orange. The eggplant, I'm not gonna replant next year. It did pretty well. I think the fruit didn't get as big as it probably could have this year, but it was a good experiment.
And I know my husband likes eggplant, but my daughter and I both don't. So I don't know if I'm going to plant it again anytime soon. But it was a fun little experiment to see that growing eggplant is something that I can do pretty easily. Also, I'm pulling out these little sad carrots because I have just been trying to shove lettuce seeds everywhere I can find some space, because it's the perfect time to grow lettuce right now. And I have a couple of seed packets that are really old, and so they don't have the best germination rates. So I'm trying to use them up as much as I can, and those carrots weren't going to get any bigger anyway. The last little chore that I had to do was clean up some of the stuff that's not producing anymore. This tomato plant, while looking green and beautiful, had no tomatoes on it, and I wasn't expecting any because this area of my garden doesn't get any sun anymore. So I'm just trying to clean this up. I pruned the peppers. There's still some cayennes ripening on these plants, and so I went ahead and just left anything that still had peppers on it, but I pruned back everything else. And then the Thai pepper, I'm actually going to experiment with overwintering this year. And so I'm just pulling off all the fruit, and then I am pruning it down pretty heavily to see if I can get it to overwinter. This is what I did for the ones that are on my patio that I overwintered for 2 winters. And they did pretty good, but they are also on my patio, which gets a lot of sunlight during the winter. So even though we don't get any heavy freezes, it has a bit more of a better chance to do well on my patio than it does on this back hill, but we're just going to do it as an experiment and see what happens.
Okay, here's today's harvest. We've got the sweet potatoes that we're going to let dry. I'm going to put those in the shade, and then all these eggplant and a couple of citrus, which I accidentally popped the tops off, so we're going to try these right now. They're pretty soft, so especially, yeah, there it goes. Especially this one. It's got a lot of give, so I think this one's going to be really good. So we'll just watch those in the next couple of weeks as they turn fully orange and get a little soft, and we'll harvest those. And 3 of the tiniest carrots that you ever did see. But I wanted to reuse that planter, so. Oh yeah, and Thai peppers. So pretty good for a garden that's not doing much right now. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys around the next time we're in the garden. We'll see. It might be a couple weeks because there's not much going on right now, but I'm really excited for all the little preparations I'm doing for spring. I think next year is going to be pretty awesome because I put some new planters in, and I have a few exciting plans. So if you would like to subscribe and see what happens in the next couple months and the next year, feel free to do that, and I would appreciate a thumbs up. All right, thanks guys. See you next time. Bye.